Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, coming at you for another episode of What Did Wizards Do? And at least in this case, it might not be like a disaster what Wizards has done. Instead, they've released some information for Innistrad and two Innistrad sets that we have coming out in September and November. So actually, it's pretty exciting. This might be a more positive What Did Wizards Do? So let's get right to it. There is an article on what is referred to often as the mothership, magic.wizards.com, and it gives you our first look at Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Innistrad Crimson Vow. And I'm just going to summarize a lot of these things and go over the cards very quickly to kind of bring you up to date on what's going on. Some people have said, CGB, I'm disappointed in these videos. We're not getting your analysis on whether or not the card will be good. Well, I don't know if the cards will be good because it's all about contextual, like the set. And this is more of a like first look what's going on. This isn't designed to give you a full review on whether or not you should craft the card. It's mostly just a hype and be in the know video. So if you want that, make sure you watch and listen to the Arena Craft podcast, which gets posted on this channel once a week, where Arjuna, my friend, and I really dive into what we think the cards will do in the future. So first things first, Innistrad. If you haven't been there before, it's awesome. This is going to be the first time on MTG Arena that we go to Innistrad. It is a horror plane, all about kind of, think of the Universal, the copyright, not Universal, the Universal horror movies, good old Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, Frankenstein, the werewolf, things like that. And it's kind of an entire plane that is devoted to these kind of creepy crawlies. So Innistrad Midnight Hunt is going to be the werewolf set, and that's going to release on September 16th on MTG Arena, and that's going to usher in the rotation, the fall rotation, where Eldraine is permanently dead. It's been dead to me for a while. I'm only really playing Standard 2022, but officially killing Eldraine from Standard. So already this is the greatest set of all time. And then for the first time that I can recall, it may have happened in the past, but I don't remember it, we get two fall sets. Usually there's a bit of a dead zone, November, December, around the holidays. And this time we get a fall set in November, and it's coming to MTG Arena on November 11th, and it's called Innistrad Crimson Vow. This one is all about, I don't want to say Twilight. This one's all about vampires, and apparently they're getting married. So okay, vampiric weddings. I don't get excited for the idea of an ultra exclusive wedding and reception that everyone is dying to attend, but I know there's an audience for it. We're getting the Twilight fans now. We're bringing the Twilight fans into Magic, baby, and it's going to be something. Anyway, September 16th for the werewolf set, Innistrad Midnight Hunt on MTG Arena. They have an official website. Have they always done this? It's a subset of magic.wizards.com. I just don't remember them always doing this. Maybe they do, and I'm just silly. And then down here we've got, if you want some pictures of the product, they're there as well. November 11th is the Crimson Vow. Vampires, November 11th. Werewolves, September 16th on MTG Arena. Sweet looking art and stuff from the set. Definitely we got Sorin, Sorin of the unbuttoned dress shirt and with a big old leather jacket, coming to the dance. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Anyhow, let's dive into some of the cards because that's what's really exciting. They actually did on the weekly MTG video, which is on YouTube and also on Twitch if you want to watch the whole thing. It's 44 minutes. I thought about just reacting to it, but was like, nah, that's a long time. They did release a bunch of cards, so I'm going to quickly cover the cards. And first up, the land. I think these lands look awesome. I think that if you could criticize something about these, like for me, these replace the Pokemon lands, which have been my lands. The Theros Beyond Death lands have been my lands for a long time, since they came out. And I didn't think I'd like them at first when I saw them, and I have loved them. For me, these look better, but the real test is when we have them on the battlefield and when we have them cosmetic. Can you tell them apart? Can you tell how many lands are in a pile? Can you tell your mountain apart from your swamp? can you tell your island from your plains? We will see, but oh my gosh. I think the art and the presentation of the lands is awesome, and with nothing else, this would get me hyped for the set. The next card that they revealed is Consider. This is 1 and a blue for an instant. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, draw a card. The 2022 set is seriously missing an opt type effect. Demi-Lich is seriously missing an opt type of effect. There are a lot of decks that just don't work as well without a card like this. So it's cool that opt, while rotating, is going to get a replacement that some would consider an upgrade in Consider. Because if you use the graveyard or putting things into the graveyard, Consider can be strictly better than scrying to the bottom. I don't know what to call this. Triskaidekaphile. Triskaidekaphile. Maybe. I mean, you guys love the way I pronounce stuff anyway. I'm just putting a target on my head. Anyway, this is a human wizard. It's a 1/3 for 2. You have no maximum hand size. People love that effect. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game and draw a card. This is a self-contained win con if you can get infinite mana, because you can put this on the battlefield and just go draw, 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 draw. And if you make it to your next upkeep, you win the game. That's asking a lot. But the card isn't terrible on its own. If you ignore some of the flavor text that isn't going to come up often, like the 13 cards in hand and the no maximum hand size, a 2-mana 1/3 that has an open-ended ability to draw a card might see play in some very fringe cases, and depending on how the meta lines up. Champion of the Parish is a sweet homage to a former Innistrad card, Champion of the Parish, which got +1/+1 counters on it whenever you played a human. This is 1 black for a zombie. It's a rare. It's a 1/1. Whenever a zombie enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of the Perished. Zombie fans rejoice. It looks like you might have a supported archetype. Turn 1 Champion of the Perished and turn 2 Right is already 5 power with the stats on turn 2, and it can continue to grow from there. Very strong card. Then Infernal Grasp is 1 and a black. Destroy target creature, you lose 2 life at uncommon. This is an instant. A really good Doomblade effect, a good replacement for Heartless Act, but not a perfect one. I believe that when everybody looked at Murderous Rider and said it was Heroic Downfall with upside, they didn't realize the tempo loss from losing 2 life and how bad that could be sometimes. So the fact that Murderous Rider wasn't an absolute all-star makes me a little skeptical of Infernal Grasp, but I'm glad it's in the format, and depending how much life gain is in the format, it might be fine. For example, if you have Lessons and you play Environmental Sciences, it gets you that 2 life back. If you make Pests by casting, you're already in black, so if you cast Hunt for Specimens, you can get some of that life back. Prosperous Innkeeper is really good at getting that life back, so maybe Infernal Grasp is going to be just fine. Play with Fire is 1 in a red instant uncommon. 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. It's shock, but you get to scry if you go face. Mono red sucks. Moving on. Just kidding. Ren and 7, 3 green legendary planeswalker. This is a continuation, I guess, to Ren and 6, which is a pretty busted 2-mana planeswalker from Modern Horizons. And this is a mythic with 5 loyalty for 5 mana in green and has 4 abilities. Book on a card, Questing Beast mode. +1, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. I really wonder, because I know when looking at a library, the way that layering works, somehow you can play a DFC land like a Shatterskull Smashing as a land with your Rada. I wonder if Ren and 7 draws those Shatterskull Smashing spell lands into your hand. Somebody will leave me a comment on that. 0, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield. That's quite the 0. If you just have land in your hand, you ramp. -3, create a Treefolk creature token with reach, and this creature has power toughness equal to the number of lands you control. So that could be a -3 to make a 5/5 reach. Suck it, Goldspan Dragon. If you have, of course, 5 lands, you're not ramping this off a treasure. -8, return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You get an emblem with, you have no maximum hand size. That's a fun -8, probably just flavor text, as it's really hard to pull an ultimate, but getting all permanents from your graveyard to your hand is exciting. Is this a good planeswalker? Green mid-range? maybe, is Lolth better? Lolth has really proven itself to me in Standard 2021 as one of the standout cards from the format. And this has a bit of Lolth going on, except it has a +1 that can draw multiple cards and actually increases loyalty. And the -3, creating the 2 spiders with Lolth was nice, but this might create something bigger and even harder to deal with. So Renin 7, pretty good looking Planeswalker, at the very least exciting. And then we have Join the Dance, which is green and a white for a sorcery. Create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens with flashback. So flashback cards are getting printed. It will be one of the mechanics of the set. That'll be fun. And 2 mana for 2 dudes has always pretty much found a way to come up somewhere in some kind of a token synergy, convoke type decks, something like that, but you never quite know where this card is going to show up. So those are a number of the new cards previewed. Kind of amazing that we're already getting cards for it, but it is just a little bit over a month away, and it will be a very exciting time to see how powerful is the new set. Are we dealing with another Eldraine that's going to ruin Standard for 2 years, or are we like really starting anew and we can wash the last really like 3 years between Eldraine and War of the Spark that was just super overpowered in Standard? We can just wash it away and pretend that we never got Ember Cleaved, Oakode, or whatever else happened. Fires, Cat Ovened, Urode, Omnath. I guess I could go on and on. But what do you think? Are you excited for Innistrad Midnight Hunt? And if you really don't know what kind of comment to leave, let me know. Are you more hyped for a vampiric wedding in Crimson Vow, or for the werewolves getting wolfy with it in Innistrad Midnight Hunt? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.